Well, we'll stick with transfers at the moment because, as we know, that's what gets hits and clicks apparently these days. So we've got John Bateman's coming back. Niall Evalds is off to he's off to Castleford. Morgan Escare's off to Salford. You mentioned Jackson Hastings. He was linked with Harlequins at one point, wasn't he? Was that is that another agent being mischievous and trying to get Union to bump up his
I think
money?
Sean Long might have had a word in his ear or alerted.
They've got enough problems of their own with, was it Eddie Jones? He's being courted by the NRL, and Coventry Rugby Union have released half of their staff today. So they won't be making any major signings that have any element of risk attached to them.
As you've mentioned him, and I'll get back to transfers in a moment then, Eddie Jones, is he going to be in the NRL anytime soon, John?
I'm not sure. I know I think he's always harbored an ambition to coach in the NRL. I know that one of his ex-players who's still very close with him told me that. And he's a big rugby league fan. He grew up in the South Sydney area. I think he's a Rabbitohs fan, and he's used a lot of rugby league players and signed them, but he's also used a lot of rugby league coaches and staff, and Jason Rolls is joining his staff at the end of the year. So I think, it's been an ambition. Whether it comes off or not, it is a big ask. And you'd think you'd have to have some fairly good assistance in with him. But yeah, I think there's definitely, feelers being put out. And it looks like Dean Pay is gone at Canterbury and Trent Barrett's in, so it won't be at the Bulldogs.
Unless they were a pair, I could see Eddie Jones coming in as the guy in the dressing room who bangs the table and motivates the team, and Trent Barrett being there as his head coach, if you like, because Barrett obviously has some coaching deficiencies or lack of experience in certain areas. So that could be a marriage.
Could be a marriage.
Heard it here first.
I don't think Eddie's the sort of character to necessarily delegate. I think he likes to do it his own way, and his way goes. So, yeah, I mean, it's not unheard of. Alan Jones, the, I suppose, right-wing nutter radio host, but he was a rugby union. He was the Wallabies coach before that. He went to Balmain and South Sydney quite unsuccessfully, although he had a lot of success as a rugby union coach. He did go in the 90s to coach rugby league, so it has been done before in Australia.
We've got enough right-wing nutter radio.
Subject of coaches in the NRL, clearly the other position that is up for grabs is New Zealand Warriors. Shaun Wane being linked with the job, as in the down to the last three, and he's believed to be one of them if all the scuttlebutt coming from the NRL is to be believed. That would, should he be appointed or be interested, it wouldn't rule him out of still being the England coach because the previous incumbent did it part-time. But it would be a massive turnaround from the RFL saying one of the reasons we wanted Shaun Wane in our operation to start with because we wanted him to be full-time and the position to be full-time. So could you see him going over to the Shaky Isle?
Yeah, I could. I think he's always wanted to coach in the NRL. He's appointed an Australian agent to try and get his name out there, and I think he would. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be a good fit. He's that kind of hard-nosed sort of coach, built around effort and defence, and I think he could work. Whether the Warriors is the right club, it's hard to say. They've got a lot of issues with their roster, and obviously it's a very unique club because of the location. It's the only one in New Zealand. It's a little bit different, but. Look, I think it'd be really interesting if he did get appointed, just to see how he went, because we all know how well Malcolm really did in the 90s. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised they haven't put a statue up of him in Newcastle because he's a legend of that town. So it goes to show there is a lot of talent in coaching in the UK, and why shouldn't it transfer?
Both England men's national rugby coaches potentially moving to the NRL.